welcome back. A brand new intro, second time I'm using it, but it was needed. And yes, I have been away for a couple of months. It's been very busy, so oh well. But anyway, getting back into things on a more casual, slow build-up. I was running around a thrift store recently when I came across a rather interesting find. Well, for me, and relatively inexpensive. So I thought, why not share my find with you? So what would you say if I said Power Rangers? You'd probably think straight away of the Mighty Morphin era Power Rangers, because really that's what pop culture has integrated into itself. Same as when people say Transformers, you immediately think of Generation 1. The same with when people say G.I. Joe, they immediately think of the 1980s cartoon. And when people say Ninja Turtles, they don't always immediately go to the movies now. They always seem to go back to the cartoon. I don't know why. So what would you say if I said V.R Troopers? V.R Troopers isn't one of those things that's talked about an awful lot. It's got its own small cult following, it seems, but really there isn't that much interest in it these days. I don't really see videos continually talking about how great the show was on YouTube. The show ran from 1994 to 1996 and was another attempt, or at least the second attempt, to bring a tokusatsu show made by Toei into the American pop culture. Well, I say pop culture. It didn't really catch on if you don't really know what it is, but that's okay. Haim Saban would also bring things in like Masked Rider and Big Bad Beetleborgs to varied degrees of success. It wasn't always a hit, and I remember watching things like the Knights of Tir-Na Nog. And if you really don't know what V.R Troopers is, the Knights of Tir-Na Nog, completely out of your range of spectrum. Unless, of course, you are a massive Haim Saban fan. So yeah, go look it up. It's actually really good for a kid show. Anyway, getting back on topic, V.R Troopers, which ran from 1994 to 1996, wasn't that great and only really had one season, but it was about three teenagers, and I use teenagers very loosely. The same way that when you watch American Pie and you say teenagers, what we really mean is people in their mid to late 20s. V.R Troopers was based on a couple of Toei shows, the names of which I am not that familiar with the lingo, let's say, to pronounce properly, so there you go. It was adapted by Haim Saban and Shuki Levy along with the Toei company, and was basically about three teenagers discovering that one of their fathers is actually fighting a war against people from a different dimension, but the dimension is cyberspace. Bear with me. The show focused on three teenagers, Ryan Steele, Caitlin Starr, and J.B. Reese. They regularly attended and were teachers of Tao's dojo, where Ryan was the most focused of the martial arts group. JB was a computer wizard, and while Caitlin was a photographer and budding reporter for the local newspaper, one day Ryan's search for his long-lost missing father led him and his friends, strangely enough, to a laboratory inside a digitized head of Professor Harito Hart, who was actually a friend of Ryan's father. Again, bear with me. Professor Hart basically explained the truth about his life's work, and having developed extremely advanced virtual reality technology in secret, VR is actually a dimension existing alongside our own. Again, bear with me. Inside this VR dimension is a race of mutants bent on conquering both worlds, and the main ruler of these is a creature known as Grimlord, who, unbeknownst to everyone on Earth, is actually a human whose identity is a billionaire known as Carl Zitor. Zitor. It was the 90s. Z's were very big. The show after that kind of started falling into the Power Rangers formula of a monster every week, and it was kind of repetitive. The show only ran for 2 seasons, and had 92 episodes in total. So not that bad to get a second series, but not really good enough to overcome the Mighty Morphin phenomena. And while I'm sure the little history lesson and backstory has been riveting, we're kind of getting off the point here. What actually did I find that was VR Troopers related at this thrift store? Now, the 90s did have other things going for it other than the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or, say, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Pogs, Panini sticker albums, trading cards. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, trading cards. Simple, laminated pieces of cardboard or just plastic that people collect and put in several different albums and just look at from time to time and remember the years that were. Yeah, these, they weren't a bad price, and there's 6 cards in each, so they're also got a little bit of a gimmick. There's a puzzle pack, which I'm assuming means one side is part of a puzzle or you get puzzle pieces inside. But they're split up into 3 characters. You've got Jeb, which I'm guessing is just JB Reese, but why they couldn't put JB Reese, I don't know. You've got, Caitlin Hall, which I know I probably mispronounced in the opening, but what are you gonna do? And also you've got your Ryan Steele, which is such a 90s name. I'm amazed that he didn't know karate or jiu-jitsu or some martial arts. And I know he rode a motorbike, so like Ryan Steele, he might as well have Ryan Badass Steele. Like his middle name might be Badass. I don't know, but it was a generic 90s name, but it worked. So we're gonna go through all these and just see what's what. Yeah, so the packaging on this is still really good, intact. They put the little hangers on, which I know they didn't probably have originally, but you got the Hayam Sabar logo that he slapped on everything. That logo, if you're a kid in the 90s, was just pure. You knew you were in for a good time, at least for like 25 minutes, just, you know, watching the show or playing with a toy or something. But yeah, these are genuine 1995 Saban, all rights reserved, Saban's VR Troopers. That was another thing. It wasn't just Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or VR Troopers or Beetleborgs. It was always Sabans. Like, the guy wanted to brand himself so bad. But he did give us tokusatsu shows and Super Sentai, which I don't think, it would still have a following, but I don't think without the Power Rangers and him, it would have a big of an influence as it does today. These don't, this is already going well. So, these are like over 20 years old, so I don't know. And I was correct. It's not exactly a puzzle piece, but oh, it's like one of those clue things. So you've got a little bit of Ra, which I'm guessing is his head. Yeah. Oh, double-sided. Ah, so you've got 2. That's, okay. Yeah, Ryan Steele's costume was really cool, if I remember. It was like heart blue. Yeah, it was blue and red. And I'm guessing that this... Oh, we might actually get to put a full Ryan Steele portrait together. Something you have always wanted, kids. So, yeah, it's basically just, you get 6 pieces and you're going to make, this is going to be a very short video. You're basically going to put him together. But if there's 2 in every pack and the same thing on both sides in both packs, I should be able to show both of these off. So, the next one is, VR Troopers logo. Oh, it's like the VR Troopers logo. It was unique, or at least I thought it was. There we go. I am terrible at, I am obviously no detective. Gonna make him do a derp face there. And then, obviously, boom. Ryan Steele, everyone. But yeah, his costume was really cool. I know it's just like, you can tell it's like tinfoil over the neck and just like foam or rubber just so they can move their head with some paint over the top. But I always liked the aesthetic look. It did look kind of robotic yet still human. It was very set apart from Power Rangers. It did its own thing. And yeah, it was based on a different show of just Sentai footage, or, you know, wasn't Super Sentai, but footage from Toei remixed into like an Americanized version. But I always liked it. It was good. Let's do Jeb next. Jeb pack 1. And again, same thing, 5-card puzzle pack. Oh dear. Oh, this one opens a little bit better. So I'm guessing that you get Jeb in one, Ryan in one, and Caitlin in the other. So let's, oh. Yes! They had a talking dog, didn't they? Is Jeb the talking dog and not JB Steele? That's confusing. So we're just going to put this over. So I'm guessing this. Yep. God, how 90s does this look? Oh my God. Jeb. Yeah, Jeb's the dog. Jeb's the dog. I totally ruined that. Yep. JB Steele. It's... How confusing is that to have the same initials as one of the main characters? Or is JB Steele the dog? No, can't be right. Jeb, yeah, Jeb was their pet. I think it was Ryan's pet, maybe? God, how 90s is that? Come on. Look at that. He's got the shades on. He is one cool mutt. That's brilliant. He's got a t-shirt on and the... Yeah, in the show, when they went into the VR dimension, they could talk to Jeb, and it was really kind of funny because I don't think they had the reaction that you'd have if your pet started just suddenly spontaneously talking. It was like Brian from Family Guy, like, what? Let's clear up a little bit, shall we? So next, let's do Caitlin. Again, same old packaging. It's got, you know how plastic packaging gets that grime on it? Like, not grime, but dust. It just feels strange. It feels very strange. So what puzzle piece are we going to do for this? So let's do the portrait, I'm assuming. Go down here. How will we tell who this is? So I'm guessing those two bits go together. Yep. I'm guessing this doesn't. I'm guessing this goes down here. This is so strange doing this like 20 years after any relevance of the show. Yeah, I actually had a Ryan Steele and Caitlin Hall figure back from a small little toy store I used to live near called Ely's Toys. If anyone from Britain, anyone from the East London area, anyone from the area of Essex on the Central Line remembers Ely's Toys in Woodford Green, you are winning at life. You are winning. You have already won. You've done good. You've done grand. You've done great. I love that place, and I got a lot of my toys from it, and VR Troopers were some of those toys. And yeah, but you see what I mean about the aesthetic? It's got like cyber aesthetic, but they've all got their own look. Like Caitlin Hall's uniform is very clean, very light, very, you know, I want to say bouncy. It looks kind of, I just remember it being really cool and streamlined. That's the word I'm looking for, with all the tech bits on it. Where Ryan's was very, like, felt techno-organic. You felt like he was a Borg superhero, if you will. But there's Caitlin's portrait, and I'm sure that on the other side is just Caitlin standing up and more of it. Back to Ryan, and we're going to open this one up. Some of these have varying degrees of toughness on the plastic where it's degraded over the years, but again, it's like over 20 years old or something, so I'm not really expecting much. And yes, this looks like exactly the same thing. So we're gonna do the long one now and get a full look at Ryan Steele. So we'll do the other side. I'm gonna guess that goes there. Oh, I'm gonna guess that goes there. That was so difficult. Oh God, how would I ever have figured that out? Oh no. Oh, knee's broken there, mate. Got the VR Troopers logo obscuring Ryan's other leg. And oh God, oh, I got it. Don't worry, everyone. I got it. You see what I mean about the aesthetic look of each of the characters? Yeah, he looked very Borgian, techno, and kind of half and half. He always reminded me of like composite Superman or something, or was it composite Batman? You know, where they're like stapled together and green. It just had that kind of look, but he seemed much more blocky than say Caitlin's costume, and it was very kind of, I don't know. I liked techno stuff. I was a gamer. I liked video games, and anything like cyberspace or technology was just, I know why they imported it, and I know it was not just to ride the coattails of Power Rangers. They were going for the 90s thing of cool VR, ooh, but we all know virtual reality does not work like that. So let's go back to Jeb's second. God, I really hope this video doesn't run too long, and that's useless. Bam. Yep, this is going to be, and I'm going to guess Caitlin's is going to be exactly the same. This is like $4 well spent, or $3 well spent. So we'll do the other one. This, it's a weird group shot, I think, and you've got, bam, Caitlin on one side. Ryan Steele at the top, and then I'm assuming JB Reese. Yeah, and of course, just like Power Rangers, they put the black character in a black suit. Oh, the 90s, when you could legally say, oh, I didn't know, oh, it was just casting, yeah, it just happened. No, I'm sorry, I know diversity, it was a very good team, and they all complemented each other in the show very well. The acting wasn't great. Sorry guys, it's just, even as a kid, I wasn't 100% sucked in. I was entertained, but not greatly. But the team dynamic was really good. I remember it was one of those things where it's a smaller team, so you got a bit more character development than, say, you had with 6 of the Power Rangers. And I know everyone kind of says Power Rangers devolved into, like, you know, the Tommy show. I think Linkara. Watch his History of Power Rangers, FYI. There's very good videos, very informative, and all great. All great. Just check all his stuff out. I'm just promoting someone else now. Sod it. Don't watch this. Go watch someone else. Yeah, if I remember, the show wasn't that awful. It was just a kid's show. It was just a shame it didn't go further. And I know they're limited by the show footage, but, you know, they worked around that with Power Rangers. They got 3 seasons out of Jew Ranger. So, you know, they could have worked a little bit more if they thought they'd get that much length out of VR Troopers, but oh well. And then Caitlin Hall, back again, and we will see what was on the back of hers. This has been, I honestly thought these would be a bit different. This, to me, is blatant misleading on the package, because you think it's going to be like, you know, Panini stickers or something. That's when I saw these, that's what I immediately thought of. But then you've got these like simple puzzle pieces where if a kid doesn't know and they do what I did and buy 2 packs each, yeah, they've got 2, But say if they're a little bit greedy and they've got a bit of extra pocket money and they buy 3 each, they've just wasted like $1.50. It was blatant marketing and just, oh God. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, that wasn't, oh. Yeah, these cards, is that mold? No. Should I be breathing the same air in this room as I am with these cards? Oh dear. Which side did I do? I can't remember. Right, so I did that side. So we're going to do this. Right, I'm going to guess that's the top because, yeah. Did they have vehicles? They didn't have Zords or anything. Oh, explains. There was another one. So I'm going to guess that this is the bottom corner. God, have I been shooting? How long have I been doing this video for? It feels like forever. So there's that one. I'm going to guess that goes there. And this goes nya. Nya. And then, oh God. Her at her control panel or reading the latest news of let's do that again. This is evidently her reading the news or just in a desperate kind of oh no pose in her vehicle. How easy must it be to drive these things? There's like 8 different buttons. It must have been super easy. But that's it. VR Troopers. And just by the marketing or the merchandise, I remember Power Rangers merchandise being so much more better. And that might be nostalgia speaking, but seriously, guys, VR Troopers. Hope you enjoyed this little jaunt into card history. These VR Troopers, they're a thing, I guess. And that's as much as anyone can say. It existed. End credits. So if you made it to the end of the video and you're watching Small Box Toy Scourge at the end in what I assume are the credits, well done. Nerd appreciation. Like if you like the video, subscribe if you want to see more weird kind of content of any kind in the future, and just have a good day. Stay safe. See you later.